Hello everyone and welcome to today's reading. I hope that all is well. If you're new here, I am LeeApocrypha and it is a pleasure to meet you. If you're returning, welcome back, Soul Family. I love you guys. Alright, so if you would like to see an unbagging of this outfit, this coordinate, then I hope you'll consider sticking around. I do have the video already filmed. I just need to borrow somebody's computer and edit the video so that I can bring that out to you guys. So today we're gonna be doing a reading. I felt called to use the Restless Tarot today, as well as the Psychic Tarot of the Heart. So just by reading the energy of these two decks, I feel like this may be some kind of like shadow work type of energy, some kind of heart healing messages and different things like that. I will also be mentioning some, like I did a candle wax reading some time ago and I feel like this wanted to come up in today's reading. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I hope that everyone's doing well. I think the energies that have been going on have been very difficult for a lot of us lately. A lot of things going on. A lot of changes needing to happen. There's been a lot of losses lately, whether it's pets or family or career or just a lot of different things going on. Looking at this deck and shuffling it, just seeing like these are like a bunch of sperm, but I just keep hearing like the void. I feel like some of you may have been feeling very drained, kind of like lost in motivation, like having a loss of motivation, feeling very maybe unhappy with where you are living or your job or in a relationship or at school or whatever the case is. We have the King of Wands in reverse. I feel like this is exactly what I was saying in terms of loss of motivation. Wands symbolize spirituality, motivation, power, creation. It's interesting because in this card, it's like there's this ray of light cutting through these lines of shadow. What we have here, the king is not sitting at the throne holding his wand. It's like he's missing something, like he was injured, or maybe he feels like he's not deserving of the throne. Maybe he lost everything and he feels remorseful about something. There's something here about needing to release guilt over something that may have happened. Perhaps some of you have been feeling like you're drifting away from your spiritual practice. Let's see here. There are 8 little dot things here on the throne, and it's making me think of the 8 of Pentacles, which is about working towards what it is that you desire, working towards establishing yourself or building upon your skills and your creativity and different things like that. I feel like some of you have been kind of like in a depressive state, or you're moving away from a depressive type of energy that you have been feeling a lot lately. The red and the orange are really sticking out to me, and the red making me think of like grounding, root chakra. We have the 10 of stars in reverse. So what are these stars in this deck? I'm guessing they're pentacles. Let me take a look. 4 of wands. Wands are wands. 9 of stars might be... Okay, 9 of stars. Stars are pentacles. So we have the 10 of pentacles in reverse. So that reiterates to me that you may have been feeling a lot of unhappiness with where you're living, with your relationship, with your creative pursuits, with your job. The 10 of Pentacles upright shows a family, a dog, like enjoying the time outside together with like this big castle in the background where they have enough and they have plenty, where they can give and share to each other and their loved ones. Here it feels kind of like I'm getting like a thief energy. Like I'm thinking like a video game or like something like that, a fantasy world, like a thief, a rogue type of character. Not saying that this person is a thief, but they have that type of like sneaky type of energy. Perhaps you may be feeling like someone around you has been kind of sneaky and not being fully honest about certain things that they're trying to build together or by themselves. Maybe this may be in regards to financial situations. Again, the red of this cape here of the king and the orange of this, what looks like to be, I was gonna say fire, but I'm guessing it's a crown. Like they have the hand on the crown, but the crown is not on their head. That's making me think again of spirituality. Maybe they feel like they have fallen too far from their practice or their path. Somebody here is feeling very imbalanced, and it has been causing them to feel, well, naturally unstable or unhappy. I heard the void again. So there is a bunch of cards, but this one in particular, no way. That's crazy. Maybe you're a Cancer, you're dealing with a Cancer sign. But interesting because the 9 of stars, which is the one that literally I just looked randomly and I showed, it was the 9 of stars. The 9 of Pentacles. For some of you, this is showing here that you've been really trying to go it alone, doing things on your own. Some of you, I feel like you have been refusing to go within. It's strange because there's a lot of these like rocks here, but at a quick glance I thought they were heads, which is quite interesting. The message that I'm getting from that is like, I feel like some of you or a lot of you have a lot of difficulty with connections, whether it's romantic or it's not, or it's at work or different situations. I feel like some of you have a hard time understanding different people's perspectives, or you feel like other people just never understand your own perspective. Some of you are refusing to look at the light within you and just kind of walking away, not dealing with your past in a healthy, balanced way, in a way to help you move forward, but just choosing to walk away from the past without healing it. It's like you don't realize that there's this abundance that is available to you. I'm feeling like there needs to be some perspective shifts for somebody here. The Nine of Pentacles is like somebody who has stability of their own. But again, I'm feeling this isn't like in a healthy way. I feel like this is more like the person who chooses to be a lone wolf because they don't know how to open up to people, because they have a lot of trust issues, because they have been hurt in the past a lot. So it's not that they're guarded in healthy, balanced ways. It's that they're guarded because they choose not to let anybody in, because they feel like everyone is just out to get them type of energy. But then if you really think about it, if you are in this energy and you think about how that makes you feel, I feel like some of you might say like, yeah, you know what, I do miss having like deeper connections. Some of you might refuse and be like, no, I'm fine. I don't need nobody. I'm okay. I could do it all on my own. There's this saying, I don't remember exactly how it goes, but pretty much like, if you have help along the way and you get to the top of a mountain, you can celebrate with friends or something. But if you literally push everyone away, then you're gonna have to climb to the top of the mountain alone. And if something happens to you, you're alone. Nobody's gonna know. Nobody's gonna hear you if you scream. Nobody's gonna see you if you fall down the cliff. Like, at least if somebody's up there with you, they can help you. They can see, they can attest to what happened. They can try to rescue you and save you, and you guys can do things together and rely on each other to some degree to help each other. But I have this sense like some of you guys just really like, you might have friends, but you keep them at a distance. I feel like a part of this is because you feel guilty. There's something within you, yourself, that you refuse to heal, that you don't want to look into because it's painful, because it's the past. Because maybe in regards to family relationships or like a job that you've had. We have Three of Cups in reverse, definitely. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Three of Cups upright would be like a celebration, celebrating with people, friends, family. Here we have this skull that's on top of these balanced rocks alone. Like, yes, we are all born into this world alone, and we all die alone. But I feel like for some of you, you take that to the next level, and you kind of take that as a way to confirm your own self-limiting beliefs, just because you don't want to open up and heal your heart and work through certain things. But then we have here the Ace of Cups, which is like spirit pouring to these people here. Like, I'm feeling like drought. For somebody specific here, maybe you live in a place like a state like California, for example, that there's a like big droughts and like danger of like forest fires and different things like that. Maybe you live in Australia and have dealt with that or something. I feel like those are very specific messages. I feel like for some of you, you feel like if I give my heart, if I pour out my emotions, then how many people are just gonna take and take and take? Well, that's up to you. Don't pour your emotions to people who don't deserve it. You have to know who deserves it and who doesn't. I feel like for some of you, because you're so afraid of letting people in, you just consider everyone like a lost cause. Like, yes, the way that the world current events are going on, and even local events or different things going on, like, it's tragic, but that doesn't mean for you to lose hope. If everyone lost hope, then we are easily susceptible to manipulation and control of the government around us, or of other people, or certain relationships, or different things like that. Don't give your time and energy to people who don't deserve it. You have to learn to discern who deserves it and not. And you will know that because of the way that they treat you. Do they expect everything from you, or do they also give in return? You shouldn't have to ask somebody to give you something. And I'm not talking about like something materialistic. It's like, for example, if you know somebody who only comes around when they need help, they'll be over here like, hey, I need this, can you help me out? Hey, I gotta move, like, can you help me move? But then when you need help moving, or when you need help with a ride to like somewhere, and where are they? I thought you said that you were off, that you're not working, that you don't have anything to do today. Oh, something came up. I can't help you, dude, sorry. You're gonna have to find a ride somewhere else. But like, if you always help them when they need it, and they can't even extend help to you when you really need it, then fuck them. Like, they're just using you. You will know the difference between somebody who's using you and somebody who is fair and who wants to provide for you too. If you're in a relationship and somebody's only taking, and they never give in return, they don't make you feel good. They don't ask you how you're feeling or how your day went, or they're not over here trying to provide for you or try to help you when you're stressed out, or listen to your story or how your day went. But then they're over here dumping all their shit on you. That's not balanced. So I feel some of you are really struggling in learning to discern who needs to stick around and who you should let go of. But deep down inside, I feel like the majority of you want this kind of loving, compassionate, family, familiar, friendship type of energy. But some of you are in denial because of your past, because you've been used, manipulated, and treated so poorly that you just kind of paint everyone in the same picture. But not everyone is the same. And if you keep meeting people who are the same, are you going to the same places? Are you doing the same things? Are you meeting the same kind of people? Or are you making changes in your life to progress and move away from those type of energies, those people, places, and things? Let's say, for example, you always go partying at the same club, and it's kind of like gross looking, and the people there are kind of like, how can I say, like just have a lot of issues, like a lot of negative energy, a lot of negative thought patterns, and they're just very negative, and you just feel that energy in the area surrounding you just because you love going to that bar or something and the people are the same. If you want a new change in scenery, then stop going there. Go somewhere else. Go to a different one. Make new friends. Talk to new people. Get to know different people. Make a new scene. Go to a different place. If you're tired of meeting all these, for example, drug addicts and gangbangers and all this stuff, why are you going to the cheapest hotel that has the cockroaches and the drug addicts? If you're expecting good quality service, why are you going to the shitty quality service place and expecting something different? If you're the type of person, and this is a very specific message for somebody, if you're the type of person who only gives a fuck about what somebody's body looks like, and you don't actually fucking take the time to get to know somebody, don't be surprised that all of a sudden you see some girl with some hot body or something, you're trying to hook it up with her. Don't be surprised she's some crazy bitch that like doesn't care about anything and only cares about herself, when all you care about is the body. Are you any better? No, you're not, if that's the case. Get to know somebody. Just because they look a certain way don't mean shit. Really. Just because somebody has a nice body doesn't mean that they are a nice person. Just because somebody has all this money in the world doesn't mean that they are a giving, compassionate person. So you need to change your perspective if you choose to. But from what I'm getting, this energy, whoever I'm talking to, that this is resonating, whether you're offended or not, if this is resonating with you and this is your energy, then you need to change your perception. You have here the skull and this light emanating from the skull. The death card in tarot is about change and transformation. You need to change and transform yourself in order to be surrounded by people who uplift you. Stop surrounding yourself with people who don't deserve your fucking time and energy. It doesn't matter how long you've known them. It doesn't matter if you guys grew up together. If they're that troublesome person and they treat everyone like shit and they call you up last minute just because they need something, but then when you need the smallest favor, where the fuck are they? They just ghost you. Why are you wasting your fucking precious time? They obviously don't deserve it. They obviously don't care enough. And you'll know if this is true for you, because it's like, of course there are gonna be people like, hey, you know what, do you happen to have, like, I'm so sorry, like, I really need gas. Do you happen to have just $10 so I could get to work and I get paid in a couple days and blah blah blah? If you're able to, cool. If they're able to help you, awesome. But if they're the type of person always asking that and then they get paid and they never pay you back, or they never give you a ride when you need it, when you're crying and you're feeling like shit, they're never there to lend you an ear or a shoulder to cry on. They're like, oh dude, get over it. Like, grow the fuck up, man. Why are you crying over that shit? Like, that's disgusting and pathetic. What's this? The Seven of Cups in reverse. You need to make a choice. You need to make a decision. I see here that you have been perhaps feeling so lost, so lonely, and you will not admit it to yourself because you choose not to see. It's like a blindfold. We don't see eyes. We just see blood. So what I'm getting here is like, some of you are choosing to not see things clearly. It's like you put a blanket over your head so you don't see, but you're crying. That doesn't mean that the blanket isn't gonna get wet with your tears. We don't see eyes, we just see blood. Some people can read your energy and they could tell what you're going through. There's this dark abyss behind this entity, this being. With all these arms, they have so many choices, but they choose not to see. They are in a lit room, and they choose not to take off the blindfold. They'd rather act like nothing's wrong and keep the blindfold on and keep crying with it so that nobody can see them, but like, people see right through your shit. Some people do. The Seven of Cups in reverse is saying you need to make a decision. Either you're gonna keep feeling lonely and you're gonna keep feeling guilty and all this shit, or you heal through your shit and you work through it, and then you're gonna start to feel better little by little. You have to have boundaries. There's nothing wrong with healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries are necessary. If you don't have healthy boundaries, again, people are gonna use you and manipulate you and take you for granted. But where are they when you need it? Shit, all you're asking for is somebody to listen to your story, to hear you out, and they're nowhere to be found. But then here you are giving everything to these people that don't deserve it. For some of you, and others of you, you just choose to push everyone away because you don't want to face your shit. You don't want to change and transform. Like, deep down inside, you want to work on what it is that you need to, so that you can put that crown back on your head, so that you can work on your spiritual practice or your job or your family or your friendships or your relationship. Where you're choosing not to see something is keeping you stuck. And you will keep being stuck until you face it. The Tower. The fucking Tower. Eventually, Spirit's gonna be like, we're tired of seeing you like this. If you don't make a change, we're gonna make something happen that you're gonna have to fucking make a change. And either you allow it to happen yourself, where you have more control over your circumstances, or we're gonna make it happen and you're not gonna like it. But it's gonna push you to do better, to change your perception. And whether you actually choose to perceive things differently or not, that's up to you. But based on these cards that I'm getting here, there's just such a fucking stubborn ass energy that I'm getting from this reading here. Like, super stubborn. Like, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Spirit's leading you to the water, and you're thirsty as fuck. Super thirsty. You're begging for the water, but you're like, I'm not gonna drink that. It's not good enough. That's not what I asked for. I asked for tea. I asked for a beer. I asked for a soda. I'm not gonna drink that shit. Well, you're thirsty. Either you're gonna, what's it called? You're gonna dehydrate, or you're gonna drink it. Sink or swim. That's what this is saying. You're either gonna sink or you're gonna swim. And right now, you choosing not to make a choice, the choice is gonna be made for you then. However, if you don't change your perception, you're gonna see it as a curse and woe is me, and why is the spirit that God hates me, and God this and God that, and blah blah blah. You're talking all this shit, but you don't look in the fucking mirror. How many times you've been told to make a fucking decision, to make changes in your life, and because you're stubborn ass, you choose not to. Don't blame anybody else but your damn self. That's what I'm getting here. And I'm sorry to say it in such a blunt ass way, but you gotta hear it from somebody. I feel like if you've been watching readings and they haven't been like exactly what you needed to hear, like challenging times. 5 is about change. This is the 5 of Wands. You have to have a perception shift if you want to move past the hurdles. Like, follow your creativity, follow your passions. If you choose not to, then don't blame anybody else but yourself. Period. I feel like some of you, as I was saying, might go to other readers or other tarot channels and watch readings, and you haven't had the message as blunt. And maybe you're like, this fucking bitch and blah blah blah. Like, this is what needs to be said. I'm gonna say how it needs to be heard. Sorry you don't like it. I don't know who needed to hear that, but like, I don't know, I'm getting this a lot of like sassy, stubborn energy from you, and this is the energy that I'm like reflecting. It's like you need to see how you are. You need to look in the fucking mirror. That's the energy I'm getting. Look, we got solar plexus again. Spread your wings. Move towards what it is, but you gotta make a decision. 2 of Wands. Make a decision. If not, Spirit's gonna make it for you, whether you like it or not. But in the end, what you take from that is up to you, 100%. You can't blame anybody else for your own decisions in life. Even if somebody's like, you better choose this, you don't have to. You don't. Oh, control. I believe this card is the Strength card. 8. This is about patterns. I'm gonna pull this card out. Oof, release. I'm gonna pull these 2 cards out and listen. Okay. So control, perception, bird's eye view. Birds can see things from such a immensely different perception. Like, They see things differently. They can see from above angles. They can see more than we can. And they can strategize based off of that perception. This person is wearing a heart necklace. What's that? The Sacred Heart? Is that was it Christian or Catholic, like heart on fire? That's kind of like the heart that I see here. With this here is kind of like the fire. I think it's called the Sacred Heart. Maybe somebody has a tattoo of the Sacred Heart, has been wanting one, or the Sacred Heart symbology is very important to them, or you might want to look into what that is. I honestly don't know enough about that. But what I am getting from that energy, and this energy too, is a need to follow your heart. A need to allow the fire, the passion from your heart to reignite. Release the cycles where you are choosing not to see things from a different perspective. Admit when you're wrong. There's nothing wrong with being right or wrong. Like, it's just a learning process. But instead of controlling other people or certain circumstances or stuff, control your own mind. Do you control your mind, or does your mind control you? And it's very hard to control your mind sometimes. Like, for example, there are times that my mind might be spiraling out of control, that I'm like, oh shit, like this and that. It's making up false like narratives, or like it's kind of freaking me out or making me overthink things or overcomplicate things. And it's like, bitch, calm down. Wait, hang on. Is this my mind just fucking making shit up just to make something up? Or is there actual evidence that is making me believe that this is true? And I feel for some of you, you may feel like this is just kind of like residual energy of your past creeping up, making you think that new opportunities are going to be just as bad as past ones. I'm getting a lot of evil eye energy here. Perhaps you wear the evil eye, or perhaps you've been wanting to, or perhaps you should. 13 is the Death card, which I mentioned here with the 3 of Cups. The Death card is about releasing. It's about change. It's about transformation. 3 on 1 make 4. 4 is about stability. We mentioned about like the lower chakras here. Things will come crashing down so hard. If you prepare for it, then you will be better off. If you choose to ignore this, I feel like this is a big warning for somebody. Somebody out there, if you're still watching, needs to hear this. It's a warning for you. If you feel this so deeply within yourself that it's resonating with you, this is a warning. If you do not release what you need to and take control of your own mind, something will happen and you're not going to like it. And you're going to feel like this. You're going to feel like you're burning alive. And then you're going to blame the universe. Oh, well, the universe hates me and God hates me and blah, blah, blah. No, motherfucker, maybe it's just because you chose not to take the advice. You chose not to listen. You chose not to move forward. Don't be surprised when some shit doesn't go your way. And then don't be over here blaming everybody else just because you don't want to face your shit. You're gonna feel like shit if you don't face your shit. And facing your shit, it's hard. It takes time. It takes energy and it hurts. But it will never hurt as much as you getting your ass handed to you from something that you don't want to happen. I definitely feel like this is a huge warning for somebody. If you're in this extremely negative mental state and you're blaming everyone else and you're literally pushing everybody away all the time, something's gonna happen. 8 of Wands in reverse. You need to heal. Eight of Wands is a heavily guarded energy. This person is stuck on this chair with these arrows through them. They have so many arrows near their heart. They have an arrow around their solar plexus, and they have an arrow near their groin or their root chakra or sacral chakra. So I feel like for some of you, if you've been wanting to work on your higher chakras, you need to work on the lower ones. If your perception, if you can't even perceive the difference of physical reality and like other energies of different realms and different things like that, you will, it's like the energy that I'm getting is that somebody wants to go on a spiritual trip or something. They want to take some shrooms or some whatever, acid, DMT, whatever. They want to do some drugs that's going to make them hallucinate, but they can't even control their mind. So how the fuck do you think that you're going to be successful at reaching any kind of clarity when you can't even have clarity of mind when you're not on some kind of substance? That's the energy that I'm getting. You want to have a spiritual trip because you feel like you have distanced yourself so far from your spirit guides or whatever. They're always with you, first of all. They're always with you, always giving you signs. But if you don't see them, it's not because they're not there. It's because you don't see them. But again, this energy that I'm getting is like you're trying to catch up, or maybe you're trying to open your third eye, but you're not even grounded enough to where you should be doing that, because you're not even going to be able to perceive the difference of reality or not. Again, I'm getting this energy like somebody wants to go on some kind of spiritual trip with some drugs or something, but they can't even control their mind as it is without being on drugs. Like when you are sitting on your own, you can't even face your own shit. How do you expect that the drugs are going to help you? Because I feel like maybe a part of this tower moment, if this is your energy, I feel like, again, this is a very, very specific message. If this is your energy, you might go on this trip. You're gonna have revelations. They're not gonna be what you want. And you might blame this and you might blame that and everyone else. But it's like this Queen of Cups, this is another reason to getting a lot of like shrooms or some kind of energy. Queen of Cups is about love, patience, compassion, understanding, emotions. You choose not to deal with that, and you go on some kind of drug that's going to make you hallucinate. You're going to have a bad fucking trip. Thrall of Stars. This is the Page of Pentacles. If you cannot even conquer your mind, don't expect to conquer it while you're on a drug. The Lovers here. It looks like this monster. They're brewing into this entity of whatever the fuck that is. They're not even themselves anymore. You need to be careful. If this is your energy, you really need to watch out. Okay? So listen to yourself, move forward, release the past, what needs to happen. We have Teach the Hierophant here. So you have a lot of teaching to do for yourself. A lot of reteaching, a lot of reparenting. We have Love Abounds. This is the Ace of Cups. So we have the Ace of Cups again. On my stomach, I don't know if you could hear that. Choose Your Battles was underneath. I'm gonna pull the Ace of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups, and then these cards flipped out, so I'll pull those. Okay. Let's see. Oh, look at this. base chakra, root chakra. We talked about this. Excuse me. In order to work on your higher chakras, you have to first work on your lower chakras. You have to ground your energy. It's like I've talked to somebody before too, somebody who like their favorite thing to do are shrooms, and they love to like go on like spiritual trips and do it in a way to connect with, you know, whatever they're connecting with. And something that they also mentioned too, because we were talking about it, is like, oh yeah, I like to have like something that grounds me while I'm doing it, just to remind me of like the difference, like what's real and what's not. And I feel like for you to acknowledge, for you to understand your intuition better and different things like that, you have to first understand yourself, your mentality. You have to understand this physical world before you can understand or perceive other dimensions. You can get lost. You need to find balance so you don't get lost. Balance, number 14. What card is this? Is it the Lovers? Is it Temperance? Flow, challenging times, heart chakra. Interesting. So we have balance here, making me think of that Lovers card as well. You have to find balance. You have to understand yourself and who you are as a person in order to have balance in yourself. 4 and 1 make 5 is about change. Again, you have to change your perception. And there's this energy here around the heart. This flow card, he has his hand over his heart. It's like there's this energy of as above, so below. He has one hand over his heart and the other hand in the water. So I'm getting this, again, needing to understand the difference of intuition and reality. 10 is about an end to a cycle here. Flow, you need to go with the flow. You need to feel into your heart. I was going to mention this earlier too. It's like this energy around the head. In order for you to perceive things differently, you have to work on controlling your mind. Don't let your mind control you. You can act as stoic as you want, but people who read energy see right through your shit. In order to heal and move forward, you have to work on these things. And then we had the heart chakra, number 4. In order to find stability and balance, you need to work on your heart. Okay. So I'm going to mention some of the messages that that I was feeling here with this candle wax and stuff. So it's like on the surface, ignore this hole here. On the surface, you might think, yeah, things are fine. I'm pretty sure people think I'm well put together, whatever. But the truth is, beyond the surface, there's just so much, so many things that have rippled, that have been like ripple effects in your life. In order to understand why things are the way they are, you need to delve deeper and go within yourself and analyze these ripples until you find the root point, the starting point. This wax didn't just become like this, a whole chunk overnight or in a second. Like, it started little by little and started growing and growing until it started building upwards. You have to find the root of the problem in order to understand why things are the way that they are. And that takes a lot of courage, a lot of self-control. It takes a lot of understanding yourself and healing through your heart in order to face those things. It's not easy, but it's possible. Okay? Now, we had here this little chunk too as well. This piece just came off. It was like over here. Oh. There's another little black dot like sticking out over here, so it kind of looked like that. So what I'm getting here are a couple things. Your initials might be M or W. Maybe you are a musician and you play music. It's interesting because when I was doing this kind of wax reading, I used black wax first, and then I used the red wax. And like from these pieces that I have saved, this is the only one that had like black parts on it, but it's complete. So again, from on top of the surface, there's nothing, you don't see anything, there's no shapes, there's no distinguished detail or anything, but underneath there's this deeper message. I heard mom. I feel like that's specific, very specific. But this is the only part of the wax that kept some of the black wax as well. I feel like some of you don't want to admit how far you've gotten from yourself, or how far, how can I say, how little you remember who you really are. I feel like you've been living in situations and circumstances where you have moved away from your true self, where you are so defensive and reluctant to open up and to feel into your heart that you just glaze over it like it's nothing, but it's literally haunting you and affecting you, and it's just not good. There's this other piece here. I know it just looks very random, but like when I was doing the reading, I also saw like an S shape. I know it's kind of hard to see it like this, but there's an S here that I see, like here, and then a part just came off. So I was getting like certain S words, sadness, sorrow, like all these kind of different words. I just heard Susie right now, Sam, there's something here with these initials. Perhaps they're your initials, the initials of a place that you work that you hate working, or perhaps a place that you go to that you're feeling like it's just not the type of energy you want to be around anymore. Or perhaps some of you work with certain entities, or have been wanting to work with certain entities that start with an S. Just a couple that came up to my mind would be like Satan or Stolas or something. I'm hearing sun, like not sun like child, but sun like the sun. However, this may be relevant. Some of you may have a certain fatherly energy type of spirit that works with you. Perhaps the energies that you work with, if you work with these type of energies, are literally at the point that they're like, okay, bitch, it's now or never. It's gonna happen. Either you work on it yourself while you still have the time and the energy to do it, or we're gonna make it happen, and you're not gonna like it. You might blame us all you want, you might call us what you want, but in the end, you don't even know what you need, because you won't even face your shit. Like, you don't even allow yourself to go within to see what it is that you need. There's this Queen of Pentacles card, which also slid out, but I don't think I mentioned it. This is just kind of reiterating this mom energy that I saw. There may be certain things here about parents, about past traumas with parental energies. Perhaps going back to the sun that I heard. Maybe there's solar gods or goddesses that you work with or that you've been wanting to. I'm thinking of the god Ra, or like Lucifer. If you want to birth something new, you have to let it go. Like, you have to. I'm sorry, my alarms have been going off. Hopefully I'll be able to put these videos together. But yeah, so there's this energy here about needing to allow change to come through, allowing yourself to view things from different perspectives. And seeing wolves here, wolves hunt and do things in packs. You might be this type of energy that's like, I don't need nobody, but deep down inside you do. More than you know, more than you allow yourself to realize, because you are not allowing yourself to control your own mind. You might be over here talking shit about other people and how they live their lives and how they do things, but then what about you? Like, this is a lot of look in the mirror energy. Face your shit energy, or else you might think that things get worse. But I mean, you can choose to perceive things as getting worse, or you could choose to see things as a blessing in disguise. But again, there's this energy emanating from the mind, this mind center here. And then these wolves have third eyes as well. And there's a lot of need for perception shifts. She even has like 4 titties. And it's like the number 4 again. Well, this heart chakra card is number 4, but the number 4 making me think of stability and grounding here. That was a lot here, but I'm feeling drawn to this deck. This is the Killstar deck, and like all of them are skulls or skeletons. So even that energy on its own, I just felt drawn to the deck that I have that's literally composed of all skeletons. Like, I don't know, I heard Santa Muerte, by the way. But maybe some of you, again, if you're working with some kind of energies that are very strong, potent, ancient energies, be careful. Because if you're not doing what you need to be doing, 2 of Pentacles, you gotta make a choice. And if you're not, then, well, they might just make the choice for you. And in the end, like, it's still not going to be. Like, if you choose to see things from a lighter perspective, even if you wait until this Tower moment and all hell breaks loose in your life and there's all this chaos, you can still rise above it. But you have to choose to rise above it. You have to face your shadows, and you have to acknowledge your victories. Let's see. When I pulled this deck, the deck that was in front of it was the Occult Tarot, and there's 2 cards that lifted up. So I'll pull them and I'll show you. So when I pulled this deck, these cards lifted up and they're sticking out. We have the Queen of Wands, which is represented as Paimon, which is the 9th goetic entity. And we have the Empress Gremory, which is entity 56. It's interesting that both of these entities here are on camels. One is looking forward and one is looking to the side. This one that is looking to the side, it's giving me a lot of like intimidating energy right now. I feel like a part of this is saying, okay, one thing that I heard is break the camel's back. So I believe what that phrase is meant to represent is like the last straw that broke the camel's back. So meaning there was just too much on your fucking shoulders that you could not carry anymore, that literally everything just fell apart. And I feel like that might be in regards to this warning about this tower moment that might happen in your life. Perhaps this may be in regards to a feminine figure in your life, because we have the Queen of Wands and the Empress. Perhaps some of you, I'm sorry if you have, perhaps some of you lost a feminine figure in your life, a mother, a grandmother, an aunt, a sister, or something. But with this energy here that I'm getting is like this one is moving forward. There's this movement here, and this one is kind of stopped and looked to the side. Let's see. Paimon. It says, teaches arts and sciences, tells anything one desires to know, gives dignities, can make any man subject to one's demands, gives good familiars. And Gremory says, procures the love of women of any age, tells where treasures are hidden, tells of the past, present, and future. This can make man subject to one's demands is like really sticking out to me. So what I'm getting here from this is kind of like, how can I say? Can make any man subject to one's demands. Which is like to influence somebody else to do as you say, in a way. But what I'm getting here is that I feel like this is specific for somebody. Be careful with how you interact with people. If you are demanding people to do things in a ungrateful and rude type of way, there may be a fight that breaks out because people don't like being told what to do. And if you are demanding people to do something, that might be the final straw that somebody has with you. There may be some kind of fight that breaks out, or a falling out of a friendship or a family member, or maybe getting fired at work or something. I feel like that's an extremely specific message, but that message is for somebody. Something else that stands out here is teaches arts and sciences. So what I'm getting from that is, again, this creative energy of needing to follow your heart. But what I'm getting is like allow your heart to express itself within creative pursuits. You don't have, if you don't want to, if you're really the type of person who's so stoic and doesn't want people to see you cry and all that, you can, behind closed doors when you're alone, you can embody all of that energy that you feel into your art, into your music, into dancing, or doing whatever it is. Do something healthy and productive with that energy, especially if you're the type of person who doesn't like to let other... Sorry, my fucking alarm went off again. I thought I turned it off. But anyway, so, what was I saying? Yeah, embody this energy of your emotions in healthy, balanced ways. Or it will consume you. It's gonna, like, literally, you're gonna feel so bombarded and so overwhelmed that you're gonna end up sinking yourself. Man, I've never felt this energy with this Gramarye card, and I've used this deck before, and I've seen all of these entities before, but it's really, like, giving me some creepy energy right now. I feel like this is a specific message for that person that I mentioned earlier that only sees women's bodies and doesn't give a fuck about them or anything. Like, does it really take the time to get to know them? I feel like this is saying, be careful. Not all that it seems is what it is. You might get yourself in a bad situation. Again, this is a very, very specific message, and I don't know if this is meant for anybody. I'm just going to say it because I hear it. Some of you, if this is your energy that you care about how people look, I feel like one of you might be at this dank-ass fucking bar that you always go to or something, this club, whatever it is. You meet this woman that you think, damn, she got some fucking fine-ass hot body, and look at that ass and all that. And she might entertain you, but it turns out that she's married or has a boyfriend or something that don't play no shit with no man. And he might see you flirting and being like perverse with his wife or girlfriend, and this might start this fight. Regardless if this woman was entertaining you or not, or flirting back or not, I feel like this is a warning, be careful. Because there are some people that are in an energy like married or something, and they won't say anything, they'll just go with it, and then like, look, here's the 9 of Swords. You might end up in this energy like, man, why do I keep doing this, or why do I keep meeting these people and stuff like this? Maybe because you're giving your cup of love to the wrong people. You didn't even ask her if she was in a relationship. Like, maybe you saw a ring on the finger, maybe you didn't, but you never know. You can't take that as a for sure sign or anything. Or maybe this person might not tell you that they're in a relationship and entertain you for a while, maybe do things, and then their partner finds out, and then they're not talking shit towards their partner, they're coming after you. Because there are people that, like, they'll get mad at the person that their partner cheats on or cheats with. Instead of getting mad at their partner, they'll get mad and like fight the other person. It's like the other person didn't know, or maybe you did know and you did shit anyway. I don't know, this is a very crazy reading, I feel. Be careful. King of Cups. Give your energy wisely. Follow your intuition. Like, don't use your brain, not your dick. You know what I mean? That kind of energy. This king is holding a torch, and the torch is not even lit. I never noticed that. So it's like, okay, I'm getting this energy. You might have an idea of how to use certain energy or how to embody certain energy, but you don't. It's like, for example, I don't know why this is coming out. Somebody might have all this food in their fridge and their pantry, and they might have like a nice pots and pans that they could cook, and they could just go online and look up recipes. They have all this to choose from, and they're over here. I saw 444. They're over here like, I'm gonna starve, I have nothing to eat. Well, maybe if you use what you have, if this person was using this torch like it was meant to be used, then they could see the light of a situation. They can clear up some of the fog of their mind, of their perceptions. You need to choose wisely. If you have a tool, use it. You might be like, I have it, that just in case. Well, now might be that just in case that you should bust it out and use it and help yourself or fix what it is that you need to fix. I just got an image of a car breaking down. So like, if you know that you've been needing to get some kind of service done to your car and you've been refusing, like let's say even the smallest thing, let's say you have oil at your house and you checked your car and it's bone dry, it ain't got no fucking motor oil. Your car might fucking break down, start smoking, and end up with engine failure and worse issues that will cost you thousands of dollars to fix, instead of you just getting off your fucking ass and putting the oil in your car. Okay? Just do it. You have it right there. Set an alarm on your phone and get it done. Because for somebody out there, there may be worse things that happen. Maybe a part of this tower moment for somebody is that they get in a car crash because their car stops working and they couldn't get off the highway enough in time, and they kept trying to push their car, push it. You see it smoking and shit, like get off the fucking highway, but you keep pushing it. Well, you might end up with not only a totaled car, but you might end up in the hospital too. You don't want that. I feel like there's a lot of different warnings here for different people and different circumstances. If you can avoid something, use preventative measures and avoid it. Okay? You have the tools, you have the money for it, you have this or that or whatever it is. Just get it done. Just set an alarm. Get it done as soon as possible. You don't want things to get worse. But that might be a part of the tower moment and your stubbornness of choosing to wait and wait and wait and wait. I could do it myself, but you never do. Okay? Just get it done. Alright? Okay. Like, this reading has been long. What else? So I had two cards that, right? Yeah. We have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. I immediately see what's going on. And the Three of Pentacles in reverse. I immediately see what's going on here. This is bringing back to the forefront. It's like reiterating the beginning of this reading, just to be like, okay, we gave you plenty of warnings. Now let's reiterate what even started this reading. So, what started this reading? You pushing everyone away and choosing not to work with people. Maybe you have coworkers that you don't like, and instead of just being cordial and professional, you choose to be a fucking cunt about things, and you end up fired, or something ends up happening because you're choosing not to work with what you have, or not to work with the energies that you have to work with. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't like the person, you work with them, get the fuck over it. If you need to say something to your employer about a situation that happened, say it. And if you're not going to say anything, then continue to work with this person, because like, maybe again, some of you might lose your job because you refuse to work on something with somebody, and they're like, well, you know what, if you are choosing to be stubborn and not to like work on this and not be professional or something, then we don't need you. There's this energy here. You need to make a choice to let go of this stagnant fucking pushing everybody away energy, or else you're gonna end up alone. And some of you might be like, good, I prefer that. Until you literally die in your house alone, away from everybody, and nobody's gonna know what the fuck happened to you for years. That's an exaggeration, but that's literally the first thing that came to my mind. You push everyone away so bad, you might be that neighbor that like nobody knows what's going on with them. What do? They're always alone. They never talk to anybody. And then your neighbors notice you're not around, but you're always like a recluse or something, and then you end up dead and nobody finds you for like a month or weeks. This is an extremely, wow, like, I don't know who that message is for. I have no clue what this is about, but this is what's coming up. So this is just, again, like a warning of be careful, because you might get what you wish for. You might want nobody to bother you, nobody to talk to you, nobody to work with you. But then what? We are human beings, and we are creatures that thrive, I saw 11:11, on interactions with others. Civilizations grow and expand and evolve and become educated because they share time and energy and space and creations and knowledge and everything with others. You cannot have a civilization with just one person. And then when you die, what? What civilization was there? None. Nothing. This is extreme. I don't know, but I'm sorry, you guys, if you're just watching just to watch because you like watching and you're like, ooh, all this drama, like, who's this motherfucker? Like, I don't know. But, and such a weird reading. Such a strong energy. Four of Pentacles, again, like, if you want to see the light, if you want to evolve, you want to grow and expand, let go, heal, move forward, choose your battles wisely. Choose your battles wisely. You might think you're all this tough shit, and then there's other people that might not look as strong as you, or might not have as much knowledge or expertise or something, and they beat your ass down. Be humble is what I'm getting. And then I just heard that, I know there's a song like Be Humble. I don't remember how it goes. I think it's a rap song. But I just kind of heard like some kind of like Be Humble tune going on in my head. So if you like that song, if you know that song, or if you don't, look it up. Maybe there's something in the lyrics there for you. A very specific message. Again, damn. Let's see what's underneath the deck. Chariot in reverse. If you don't move forward and you never find balance in your life, then you're never going to move forward and you'll never find balance. And it's not that you can't, it's because you choose not to. This whole message has been a warning to somebody who's too stubborn for their own good, and who thinks that they know it all, or who thinks that they don't need nobody. But in truth, deep down inside, your soul is crying for some kind of companionship, where you feel so burdened, so lonely, because you can't even open up to one person, one soul that you can trust. You choose to not trust anybody. And deep down inside, I feel like it's because you don't even trust yourself. Okay? You gotta move forward, or don't. But there's even a star here on this skeleton's forehead. Use your imagination, like grow, evolve, transform, like all of that. If you choose to, And if not, then your life is in your hands. You want to live a good life, then start to do things that make you feel good. Start to do things that make other people feel good. Start to open up yourself, your mind to new opportunities, and understand that not everyone is the same. Not everyone is what you were treated like in the past. Not everyone will treat you the same. If you establish healthy boundaries and you don't let people cross them, so let's say, for example, if you've been cheated on in your past and you get in a relationship and somebody cheats on you, you don't have to stay with that person. You can leave them. You can establish that. If you do that, I'm done. That's one thing that I will not allow, and I will not let slide, and I will not keep on wasting my precious time if you don't choose to, if you don't commit to me, then I'm not going to commit to you. If you can't even give me the time of day and you want to give it to somebody else, don't fucking be with me. You establish the boundaries that you need to establish. However, have healthy boundaries. Like, of course, nobody wants to be cheated on. Nobody wants to be lied to. Nobody wants to be taken for granted or anything like that. But what you expect or what you want, you need to give as well. I feel like some of you have done some fucked up shit in your past, which is, you know, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But I feel for some of you, instead of learning from that, you just choose to see everybody else as being what you were, instead of healing through what you were and establishing boundaries. You just choose not to. Okay, so I think enough is said. I think pretty much just kind of going in circles. I will kind of end with this energy here, with this gramarye. I don't know much about this entity, but with this card here, there's this look, this intensity from this card right now. And if you feel this intensity as well, then take it as a warning. Okay? Okay. So, be aware. Use your logic and your heart in tandem. And you deserve to be happy. But you have to heal. You have to work on things. You know? Alright? Don't expect to get all this good promotion and this good finances and to live in a big happy home if you don't get off your ass and do the job. Okay? So anyway, that's where this message will end. I'm sorry. It was a very blunt ass fucking message today. But somebody apparently needed to hear this today. So thank you guys for being here. I was not expecting this kind of message to come through. But yeah. I hope that you'll consider sticking around. I say what I see. I do other content as well. I've done unboxings and stuff. I would love to do like more fashion content and things like that, but I digress. So I don't even know how to end this video. It just feels so fucking weird. Alright, thank you for being here. Hope to see you in the next video. And I wish you the best. And all the healing that needs to happen and everything. Love you guys. Take care. And see you around. Bye.